Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Burst back here, and today we are talking about Spider-Man Miles Morales. But the topic is not going to be about Miles Morales, it's actually going to be about Peter in this game. So, as you know, Peter is going to be making a slight appearance in this game. Nothing too fancy, but he is there in the beginning of the game, as we know. Now, to clear up some things, because a lot of people seem very confused about what exactly is happening to Peter in the Rhino boss, as well as where does Peter go and why is he gone. Okay, now for those people who don't know the information, hopefully this video clears it up for you, because a lot of people seem to think Spider-Man Peter Parker is going to die in this game. They're not following the comic books. I just want to say that they're not going to do that event anytime soon. Spider-Man is a pretty marketable character, so I would say you can expect a lot more games before he dies, and even then, if they do it, it's a really big surprise. For example, Aunt May dying in the previous game, and I can't really say that's a spoiler. You should know that at this point. The game's been out for like 2 years, but yeah, Aunt May dying in there, that was something of a surprise, and that they had to get like an approval from. So Spider-Man dying, big approval. I think that they would have to get for that. So I would say don't expect it anytime soon. But diving right into this, I'm just gonna give you a quick explanation as to what happens to Peter, also where he goes, and give you probably some thoughts of when he comes back. So let's hop right into this about the Rhino fight. Now, here's a piece from the magazine from Game Informer, and it's really important, I think, to read these if you don't care about knowing the details, because it allows you to be a little bit more, informed and not making guesses. So here we go. It starts off as this. Rhino's trail of destruction just keeps going and getting bigger. Cars, buildings, and everything in his path are knocked out of the way with impressive visuals accompanying each hit. The confrontation eventually leads to a gas tank that Rhino knows could conclude the battle, saying, "Let us raise the temperature." The gas tank explodes when he collides with it, rocketing both Spider-Man a good distance away. The blast is huge, hitting a Roxxon Corporation factory nearby. Small explosions ripple through the building interior, jetting fire out of windows. Peter, who is looking a bit ragged, with tears in his suit, is left to fight Rhino on his own, and he's not up for the challenge. Miles can't help him because more escaped inmates have arrived. Peter is punted violently into a wall and is knocked clearly unconscious. Miles joins him when he can. In a weakened state, Peter tells Miles to leave, but his friends stand by his side. So, as you see, that is explaining why Peter got messed up really bad. Now, a lot of people will say, he fought Scorpion and Rhino at the same time. Let's take into account of that fight. Just that fight, not anything related to comics or anything. One, Rhino and Scorpion do not work well together. Okay, that's pretty evident. That's why they ended up fighting each other at some point. At the end of that, they don't work good together, and he took advantage of that. Now, at the same time, plot. You can easily say plot, and it's just a way so Miles can get more screen time, so they can show his new ability. Now, that would be the most likely option for some, but I would say that Peter's not perfect. He makes mistakes. He has the spider sense, but that doesn't mean he's invincible. He has super strength, but that doesn't mean he's invincible, and that he himself is not gonna go full force. If you've read any comic books, you know Peter can really mess some people up. Like he's broke when Otto Octavius swapped bodies with Peter a long time ago. Otto realized how strong Peter was. Peter has superhuman strength, and as when Otto was in his body, Otto literally knocked Scorpion's jaw off, and he wasn't really even trying. That was just a normal punch with nothing held back. So if Peter really wanted to, yes, he could probably do a lot more, but you got to keep in mind his morals and his personality, the way he's built. He's just not going to do that. He's going to try to fight in a way that he can save civilians and hopefully as little as damage as possible, but that's usually not the case. So that pretty much sums up that fight, and hopefully you understand he's not perfect. It's either plot or he's just effing up sometimes. Okay, it happens to the best of the heroes, and that's why Spider-Man is a really good hero, because he's grounded. Okay, and now the reason why he's not in the game going forward after that point is because if you played the DLCs, he goes with MJ to Symkaria. In the DLCs, they surrounded that whole story of the war in Symkaria and why Silver Sable needed to get back there. That's just something that they're gonna do to kind of get him to be away, and also he's injured at the same time. I mean, he heals pretty fast, but I would imagine he trusts Miles at this point after seeing him take down the Rhino. He trusts him enough to leave him on his own. That's the easiest way to say it. Peter will probably have little messages left around the city via the training centers that he left behind in various parts of the city. You'll find, and yeah, that's pretty much all for that. And the ending of the game, I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back because during the point when he's gone, Miles is actually on his winter break from school, I believe. At this point, Miles is 17, and I think Peter is like, what, 23 or 24, one of the two. But yeah, so he should probably be coming back at the end of the game, and I am assuming they may have some DLCs for this game. Nothing's been confirmed, but nothing's been denied, so we could be getting some other dual, Spider-Man action in a DLC or something. We never know. But anyways, that is pretty much all, guys. Hopefully that kind of gave you a little bit of a better understanding of what actually happened and why he's like that. And this is honestly, just the easiest way I could say to take it is this is a Miles Morales game. They're going to make Miles the hero of the game. So for them to use that as a plot point to show him being able to use this new ability, his Venom Blast, it's understandable, right? So we'll just have to see how it all plays out, but that's pretty much how it goes down. And there's actually still more to that fight that we haven't seen. And if you see the latest clip that came out, was it yesterday, of Miles also chasing down the Rhino while Peter is on his back, you'll see that there's a lot more to that fight as well, that leads into the ending of it. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to head out. Hopefully this helped you, like I said, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.